Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 2, Episode 248. This morning, woke up to snow on the ground. The roads so far seem to be pretty clear. Last night, I had to take care of some things for my wife's car, and it was just completely iced over, like a glaze over the ground. It was very dangerous. And I'm glad I didn't have to be out on the road too long. So it's lucky that I got home when I did, and even a couple more hours would have made a huge difference. It would have been a lot more dangerous. So right now, leaving home on my way to work. It is a Tuesday morning. Last night I looked at all the work I had to do and got some stuff done, and just decided that the parameters of this assignment were just ridiculous and not doable. So I sent a message to my manager last night asking him if he would work on this with me this morning, just so I could show him that it is not possible. And we actually have one other team member who is missing in action, and I believe it's because of this. I believe he looked at it, could not figure out how to do it, was scared to tell people that he couldn't do it, and that's why no one can get a hold of him. So we'll see how that goes. Last night I was thinking about my EV and AV, and so I started thinking about how much I'm making and how much I'm expected to make. So yesterday I spent an hour and 20 minutes on the blackjack table. My EV was about $70 to $75 an hour, and I made $100, which was EV. Now, generally, you know me, I'm either gonna win 500 or 1,000 or 1,200, or I'm gonna lose big. Yesterday ended up being one of those days that was just about exactly EV. As far as slot machines, not including the wait time I had when the machines were all jammed up at the first casino that I was at. So if you include everything else, we're talking about less than 2 hours of play. And my normal EV, my estimate for my EV is about $300 an hour, and I made about $1,000 in those couple hours. So I was above EV. But really, it was being that above EV that saved me yesterday. Even though yesterday was still well below what I needed to get back on target for the year, today I don't think we're going to have a chance at getting what we need. However, I think I may have mentioned this, I'm not sure, I think I have. There is a $15 per spin play that fits into my parameters on a machine that I have not played. And the reason for that is the variance on this machine can be so big, and at $15, you know, it could be a $6,000 or $8,000 loss or a few $1,000 gain, but it's not going to be a $6,000 or $8,000 gain. So that's why I put it off. I'm still thinking about it. I may do it today. That may be what I need to kind of kickstart things again. But with this machine, you never know what's going to happen, and it so far has displayed that it's not the most accurate as far as what I expect and what actually comes out. So I am very far ahead on this machine compared to what I've put into it, especially at this location, but I'm still very worried about that. So today I am off to work. We're going to show our face, get our free food, our free breakfast at the office. And then I'm going to have a couple meetings, and then I'm going to go, I'll have one meeting this morning, and then I'll go play, then come back, have a couple more meetings, go play again, and we'll call it a day. And depending on how long this episode is, I may or may not publish tonight. I may publish tomorrow. So that's what's going on right now. Right now it's 28 degrees. The roads seem pretty safe. It's cloudy. I don't think it's going to snow right now. The high today is going to be 35. So hopefully most of this stuff that came down last night will be gone by the end of today. So that's what's going on, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. Right now it is 10:15 a.m. and I'm heading out of the office. Going to be gone for a few hours. Going to try to get a little bit of slot time in. Goal today is going to be to make $500 or $600 over 2 sessions. That might be stretching it for the location that I have to go to today, but we're going to give it a shot. And like I said earlier, I may go ahead and hit that $15 a spin machine and see what happens. So I'm going to let you go for now. I am on my way, and I'll be back to update you shortly. Alright guys, I am back. It is, I was in there for an hour and 20 minutes, so I was in there for quite a while. I walked in and just found a couple small plays, and I was ahead about 160. Took another lap around, found another couple things, got me to plus 207. So at that point, I'm up 207. I've got free food, but the place doesn't open for another 10 or 15 minutes. And I remembered there was a play that was borderline on 2 different levels, and I thought, well, I could always play this and see where it goes on the lower level, and if it goes well, maybe do the other one. So I play it through, and after I finished the lower level, which was about $4.50 a spin, I was down about $60 on that play, so I was down to about $150. So I decided, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. So I went ahead and played the $9 level, played that one through, and it took away all my profit. And then I had 200 more other than my profit in the machine already, and that took me down all the way to like $34. So I was, instead of being up 207 or 208, I was now down $157. And then it finally hit what I was going for, and it put me ahead. I knew this number about 15 minutes ago, but it put me ahead over $900. So it was a big turnaround just on that play. Let me see here. And so at this point, I go order some food, and I'm waiting for the food to be ready. So I thought, well, I'll scan my card in the kiosk in case there's some kind of a promotion going on. I was up 802 at that point. So I thought, I'll scan it through the kiosk, see if there's any kind of special thing going on today that I could take advantage of. And there were some free gift cards. So it printed out 2 vouchers for gift cards, and there I could earn a third one. One of them was free, the second one you earned, the third one you earned. So I finished eating my food, and I still needed another about $350 run through the machines in order to get another gift card. Now these gift cards are $15 each, so I could get a total of $45 today. So I go, and I'm looking around for other things to play, and I see a friend of mine, and he's playing, for once, he's playing a machine that's actually worth playing, and that you can actually make money on. And he tells me, hey, there's this machine over here. It's a little bit borderline if you want to play it. I thought, yeah, I think that one is definitely worth it. So I went over and played that one, and I won like $60. The problem is it paid so quickly, I was still short on points. So I still needed to run about another $200. Then I remembered earlier on, I saw another one that was borderline, and, based on my system, it still needed, probably 10 or 15 more spins before it got into range. The problem is that machine is $5 a spin. So do I play that? So I decided, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll take the risk. Hopefully I'm not wasting money just to get the gift card, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. So I went over to that machine, played that one through. Excuse me, played that one through, and ended up ahead overall $911. So at this point, plus 911, and I've earned enough points to get all 3 gift cards. And I decided, it might be a good time for me to go ahead and leave. So I went and got my gift cards, and I cashed out my voucher. So I got, and as I was cashing out my voucher, I see 3 machines with less than $1 in each machine, all next to each other. So I picked all those up, and I ended the session plus $912 and plus $45 in gift cards, which means I was plus $957. So that was awesome. At this point, it is lunchtime. Everyone at the office will be going to lunch. As they're going to lunch, I'll be coming. Actually, I'm sure they're already at lunch. They'll be finishing their lunch. But as they're coming back from lunch, I'll be coming back, and then be sitting at the office. As boring as that is, probably be watching YouTube videos on my Bluetooth on my phone while I'm waiting for the time to pass to go have that meeting with my manager and figure out what's going on. So it was definitely a nice day. Normally I would play that one machine that had the 2 different plays that were borderline, but just depending on the amount. Some machines I won't play high risk things at high amounts. This machine I won't play high risk things at low denominations. So if it's 50 cents and it's high risk, a lot of these machines you're not going to make any money. But if it's $5, now like I said, some are one way, some are another. So don't go doing something because I told you, because I'm not telling you to do anything specific. So I'm just saying that different machines behave differently with different denominations. Anyway, letting you go for now, heading back to the office. Right now the temperature is finally above freezing, 34 degrees, and yeah, we'll see what happens the rest of the day. We'll do the meeting and go try to have one more session if we have time. I wanted to mention one other thing here real quick. As I was leaving, I saw another AP walking in, and I don't know this guy, but I saw the way he was looking at things, and I could tell what he was doing. But he was also playing certain things that were not even close. And this is what's going to happen to most advanced players with slots. They're going to do things the wrong way. They're going to lose a fortune, then they're going to say it doesn't work. So if you ever decide to go that route, make sure you do your research and do things the right way, because there's no way that guy's going to survive long term. And I'm seeing people play these new machines that are coming out that are so touchy. Some of them, if you don't use the right point system and know exactly where you are, then you're going to lose a fortune. It's going to look one way and it's going to act another way. And there's even a machine now where the higher the prize goes, the harder it is to hit, and it's assigned a different system. So yeah, you got to be really careful and really know your stuff, and not blame the machine or variance when you don't know what you're doing. So all right, letting you go, I'll be back. All right guys, I am back. So had the meeting with my manager, and needless to say, he was speechless. He had no idea what had to be done, the magnitude of it, or the fact that I only have one working day left this year and I'm off for the rest of the year. And what's worse is, one of the other people who's supposed to be doing a big part of this seems to be missing. I've been trying to get a hold of him since last Thursday, and the manager just said that he's been dealing with this guy's stuff all morning. So I don't know what that means, but from what I understand, the manager had gone to bat for this guy with human resources, and now this guy looks like he's letting us down. So it looks like it's a very bad situation. However, on the good side, I did convince him to let me automate a lot of this stuff, and I think we're going to do it. So I think this is going to be a lot better. I think instead of requiring 4 or 5 people to handle these alerts, we could probably take it down to 2 people and eventually 1 person, and I think it's going to be real easy to do. So I've got my ideas about how I'm going to do it. Tomorrow I am going to be working hard at the casinos, making money, and then Thursday I'll technically be working, but I'll mostly be out of the office, and that'll be it for me for the year. As far as work-wise, I already have a plan for next year to automate all this stuff, and I think he's going to be going through a lot of stuff the next couple days, the manager, but next year he'll feel a lot better after I get it all automated. So that is what's going on. Right now it's about 3 o'clock. I am leaving work. I am heading back to the slots casino, and I don't expect to make what I did this morning, but how great would it be if we could duplicate that and make another 900 or 1,000? That would be incredible. So we'll see. And then if I remember to, I'm going to try to get some gas before I go home. I've got enough, but if I do it before my trip tomorrow, the critical time for me is the morning time, getting out of the house, getting through traffic, getting to my first couple casinos and making money. And then the afternoon, I don't mind having to stop for gas, but that's not actually losing money. And morning time is where I lose money if I'm late. So that's what's going on right now. I'm going to let you go. Moving on to the slots only casino, and I'll be back. Okay guys, I am back. So I go into that place and so much happened since I talked to you. I went in there, started playing. I can't even remember how I was doing when I first got there. I'm trying to think back. I believe I was maybe like ahead $40 or $60, something like that. I can't recall right now. Actually, it was more. I think I was ahead. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think I was ahead over $100 when I got there. Looked around, started seeing a lot of people checking machines, and saw a couple people that I knew, a couple new people, and I knew, money-making opportunities were going to be small. And I ended up playing this one play that was kind of borderline, but it was still an okay play, not a great play. And I started playing that thing, and that thing just sucked the money down so fast. It was a $9 a spin play, and it was just killing me. And everything, it was paying out, just not very well. And finally, I ended up hitting the jackpot I was going for on there, and that paid $1,317.50, and I still ended up leaving that machine down about $500. So that was a killer. Actually, I guess I lost about $600 on that machine, because I was actually down for the session about $500 when I left that machine. So lost around $6 something on that machine, and was just feeling awful. Saw a couple people that I knew in there and talked to them for a little while. Ended up going around. I decided at that point, I'm going to go ahead and keep looking. Normally, I would only spend a certain amount of time in there, especially when I saw that many people that I knew in there. I knew that it was going to be slim pickings for a while, but I decided to keep on going. I ended up playing another machine for $6 a spin. I hit that one for 200. Let me see if I can multiply this out. $225. And then kept on playing other machines. I found one play at $15 a spin, and I hit that one for $600 and something dollars, about $610. And then kept on playing, and hit another one for about $50, and then another one, which is cut off on my screen here, about $130, and played 3 or 4 other small plays. And even with all of that, I did not make enough of a dent in my losses to get me back to even. So I'm playing this other game that's an okay game. You know, after a while, you're just like looking for anything that's positive EV at all. You know, generally, I'm not going to play a 50-cent play that's going to get me $3 or $4 unless there's nothing else to play. Unless, you know, I've got some kind of a layover, I'm stuck there for a while, whatever it might be. Because a lot of these small plays are only going to yield me a small amount. Like yesterday, the one machine yielded me $1.75. You know, you're actually losing money by playing that play. Anyway, I ended up seeing a guy that I knew. We've never really talked too much, but we spent some time talking today. Probably talked for about 20 minutes or so. Talked a little bit about his history and what he's doing now, and how much money he tries to make, and all those different things. And he's surprisingly good and knowledgeable in this, a lot more than I gave him credit for before. He knew some complex calculations that I didn't think that he would know, but somehow he did. He told me that, you know, generally he's not trying to make big money. He'll usually only go to one or two places. He'll hit them a couple times a day, and he'll just do it just to pad his budget, just to have a little extra money, a couple $100 here, a couple $100 there, just money to live off of. And you know, we talked about some places that we've traveled and some weird situations that we've been in. I guess he had hit, yesterday he hit 3 jackpots, I guess. And then he went to cash out. You know, a lot of times the cash out machines will pay you in 20s instead of hundreds. And there's one city where it even says on the machine if it pays only in 20s or if it even has hundreds in it. And so he didn't want to take the risk. He had about $3,000 in vouchers, and he didn't want to take the risk of getting a ton of 20s. So he went to the cashier, and this is really, really odd. I've never seen this happen before. He has a player's card, and he presented his player's card when he was cashing out the $3,000, and they insisted that he fill out a W-9. Now, to me, it would make sense if they didn't have his social and on his card, and he was doing some kind of work for someone, and the old W-9 had expired. That would make sense for him to have to fill out another one. But when he has a player's card, which your social security number is attached to that, I don't understand. I told him I would definitely not have filled that out. There's no reason to do it. They already have the information. And he said he didn't want to argue with her, and that's why he filled it out. And I told him a couple of stories that happened to me where it was not necessary for me to fill out paperwork, and they insisted, and they were adamant about it, and you have to do it, and it's the law, and all this stuff. And then in the end, I ended up being right, and I didn't have to fill it out. So I guess you have to kind of figure out for yourself where you want to make a stand. I guess since they already had his social, it didn't hurt to do it, but it wasted his time, and I don't know why this person wanted that or what they did with it. You never know what people are going to do with that stuff. They could be putting it in their pocket for all you know. So anyway, I ended the session minus exactly $400, which is interesting with all the weird stuff and the weird amounts I played. You know, obviously I round to the nearest dollar, so it wasn't to the penny, but it was actually closer to 401, but I had a voucher from before. We're calling it $3.99. We're calling it 400. So minus 400 there. That kind of took the sails out of my day, the wind out of my sails, so to speak. So I'm thinking, you know, it's evening time now. The sun is down. I'm heading toward home. Do I want to go play poker on my way home? I mean, tomorrow I'm going to be traveling anyway. It's going to be a long day. Maybe it's not a good idea to do that, but I'm going to think about it here for a minute, and then I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So a couple different things going on here. I looked at the line, the wait list for poker and there is a wait list. It's a little long, so not really interested in doing that. It is already dark outside. The temperature's already falling. I don't see any rain or snow coming anytime soon, which is good, but it has dropped below freezing again. So right now, 31 degrees. The low tonight's going to be in the low 20s. We got 2 more days of below freezing temperatures, and then we should be good for 4 or 5 days above freezing. So definitely not going to play poker. I wanted to mention, I did talk to someone who worked at that casino. I talked to a couple people that worked there tonight, and they told me that some people don't gamble, but they go there because they know someone who gambles, and they'll go up to a slot machine and put a $100 bill in, and then push cash out and take the voucher and give that to someone as a present, like a birthday or Christmas present, since they don't, instead of giving a gift certificate. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know. To me, something that's very, very perishable like that could easily get damaged, I just don't trust it. I like keeping vouchers of less than $1. I don't like holding on to vouchers. You never know what could happen. I think they're printed using thermal technology, which, you know, if it gets too hot, it gets on your dashboard and the sun hits it too long, it'll turn black. So I'm not really interested in that kind of a thing. So, but I did think that was interesting. I also think it's so interesting, a couple people at the casino that see me in there all the time. I still don't think that they understand what I do. I'm so shocked. They must not understand what the heck is going on with all these different people coming in there all the time. They must just think that we're all regulars coming in once or twice a day to the same casino over and over again, playing big money, always being in okay or good moods. I can't believe that they don't understand, because they were trying to give me advice about which machines to play, which ones not to play. Lots of times, some of those ones where you get the fireballs with the numbers, which is not one of the ones I'm advocating at all. Please don't play it. They have, you know, mini, minor, major, all these different jackpots, and sometimes they'll top out at $1,000, and they'll tell you to go play it because it's topped out, it's due. They don't understand how these machines work. They don't understand that every spin is independent, and it equals a certain percentage at the end because so many tens of thousands of spins happen, and that's why it equals out in the end. But they were trying to give me advice while I was in there about which machine to play and which one not to. So one other thing I wanted to bring up, there was a lady playing a machine. The machine was in good shape. It was going to hit. She had no clue what she was doing. She runs out of money. She leans the chair over on the machine to go to the ATM to get money. I come by about 10 minutes later. It's still leaning against the slot machine. How long is too long? Now, I understand if you have certain levels at certain casinos, they will lock them for you for 2 hours or 4 hours or something like that based on your card tier level. But how long should somebody wait before taking that machine? Can I lean that chair against that machine and go to work for 8 hours and come back? At what point are they going to say this machine has to be available to other people? I have no clue. So anyway, I just saw that for like 20-30 minutes it was leaning against there, and I'm just wondering what you guys think about that. So anyway, moving on here, we're not going to play anything else right now. Tomorrow we're going to be leaving early. We're going to be hitting at least 5 casinos tomorrow. We're going to be playing blackjack at 3 or 4 of those 5 casinos. We're going to try to hammer it hard. If the counts get in the proper range, we're not going to be bashful about raising our bets and trying to win money. So I'm not too worried about cover right now. And even if I'm doing a 1 to 10 and the count gets really juicy and things are going well, I'll pound it. I don't care. So anyway, right now I'll be home in a little while. If you have any questions or comments, it's mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.